Good evening and welcome. Please remain standing and remove your hats for the national anthem performed by seniors Madeline Cavan, Tashiona Fleming, Aiden Kern, Charlie Lynn, and Clara Thompson.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, Madeline, Tashiona, Aiden, Charlie, and Clara. Graduates and guests, please be seated. Welcome to Blue Valley High School's 55th commencement. It is my pleasure to introduce Senior Class President Lauren Holdhusen. Graduating with honors, Lauren is a National Honor Society member and was named Avid Student of the Year in 2022. In her day-to-day life at Blue Valley, Lauren has proven herself as a leader through service, committing time and energy as a member and officer in FCA, Student Council, Tiger Pride, and many other student groups. Service plays a major role in Lauren's life beyond school, too. Lauren volunteers with Lead to Read, Harvesters, Relay for Life, and in many capacities at her church. To those who know her, it isn't a surprise that Lauren intends to major in the service-minded field of speech-language pathology. I have no doubt that she will make a difference and create goodwill in her community wherever she goes. Lauren Holdhusen.
Good evening, class of 2025, and congratulations! We finally made it to the day that we have heard about all of our lives, and we've watched in almost all of our favorite movies and TV shows. The day that felt so far away while we were growing up, and the day that I am sure a majority of us have looked forward to a little extra these past 3 months of our senior year when senioritis hit us at full force. The last day of school has always been something to look forward to. When the final bell rings, and you run out of school knowing it's summer break and you won't be returning for 3 months. But this time, it's different. Last week, we heard our final high school bell, and it was accompanied by more emotions than just excitement. This time, we're starting our summer breaks knowing we won't be back here in 3 months to catch up with the people that we don't see out of high school and the teachers we have grown close with over our 4 years of high school. This time, we'll be starting new chapters and beginning the next stage of our lives. I wish I was delivering this speech quite literally anywhere but the football field of our rivals, but it will do. At least we don't need a direction to tell us who we are. I don't know about you guys, but when someone asks me, "Oh, what high school do you go to?" and I follow up with Blue Valley, I can already anticipate what they will say next. Like a broken record every time they say, "Which one?" I always feel proud to follow up with the original. Reflecting on my 4 years at Blue Valley, there are several lessons that I have learned, and I'm sure a majority of you have as well. Whether they are academic or not, I believe the most valuable lessons learned are the ones we least expect or we try to avoid. Going into my first year as a member of Tiger Pride, I was horrified of having to speak in front of the school, like terrified. I was already planning ways to avoid having to be the one on the mic before the first day of my junior year even started. I hadn't even stepped foot in the class or the school, and I was already planning my way out of what I didn't know would become the most impactful lesson learned in high school for me. The first day of class, we had to begin talking about our homecoming assembly because it was approaching quickly, and I was assigned to the group that had to plan the assembly. And what do you know, I ended up being MC, the person to lead on the mic. The thought of it made me sick. On assembly day, my hands were shaky, my voice was stuttering, and I had my lines memorized to ensure that I wouldn't stutter. However, that just resulted in me staring at a wall in the gym, and I sounded like a robot. I quickly realized after the assembly that the nerves were just simply not worth it. I learned that discomfort is not a stop sign or something scary and intimidating. It isn't something that I should run from, but instead I should treat it like a doorway to growth. I know it's easier said than done. Nobody likes getting out of their comfort zone or branching out from what they know. But imagine how boring life would be if you didn't do so. Think about the moments that allowed you to experience the most growth as an individual. I doubt you're doing the same thing you always do without growth and evolution. I could bet money that you were seeking discomfort, whether you were aware of it or not. After that first assembly, our next one was just a few months later, and the nerves were already calmer. I wasn't frantically reading my script before everyone started walking in. I wasn't shaking when I was handed the mic, and I wasn't thinking about all the possible ways that I could mess up, stutter, or even worse, fall on my face in front of everyone, because that thought crossed my mind quite a few times. And you know what? If I did any of those things, maybe it would be a little embarrassing. Perhaps a few people would laugh, and I would probably turn beet red, but it just simply does not matter at the end of the day. Everyone is too focused on themselves to watch your every move, and after a few years go by, that moment that you thought was the most embarrassing thing ever and nearly the end of the world will probably never get brought up in a conversation again. The more times that I got out of my comfort zone and I did what I was so afraid of doing, the easier it got. I'm not going to lie to you and say that the nerves haven't gone away, because they haven't, not even close. Quite frankly, it is very intimidating staring at all your faces right now. But if you told me my freshman year I would stand up here and speak at my graduation for hundreds of people to see, I would have laughed in your face, or I probably would have turned as pale as a ghost. It's significantly different than standing in the gym and explaining a 3-minute assembly game. But it's those small moments that I sought discomfort that have allowed me to stand here today and do this tonight. I hope every one of you chooses to seek discomfort. Become uncomfortable with being uncomfortable. Say yes to the opportunity that scares you. Speak up when your voice begins to shake, and laugh and move on when you mess up, and step into the unknown. We are supposed to evolve and grow, so allow yourself to do so. Almost every great thing achieved comes from stepping out of your comfort zone. And real change happens when you choose to embrace what makes you feel uncomfortable rather than running from it. I'm so thankful for the opportunity I've had to be the president of the class of 2025. I hope truly that you feel as proud of this school as I do, and that you can look back and be thankful for the memories that you made in this building. We kindly request that everyone keeps their applause and celebrations brief for the remainder of the ceremony to ensure that every senior's name is heard and acknowledged. Thank you, and go Tigers.
Fantastic insights, Lauren. Thank you so much. We are honored to have with us this evening representatives from the Board of Education, Blue Valley District Administration, and Johnson County Community College. I would like to express my thanks for their support and their encouragement for our staff and students day in and day out. I ask that our distinguished guests please rise and be acknowledged as I read your names. Board of Education President Gina Knapp. Board of Education Vice President Jan Kessinger. Board of Education members Jody Dietz, Dr. Sonia Evans, Patrick Hurley, Jim McMullen, and Clay Norkey. Former Board of Education member Lori Heisel. Superintendent Dr. Tanya Merrigan, and from Johnson County Community College, Executive Vice President of Academic Affairs, Dr. Mickey McLeod. I'm also honored this evening to recognize Blue Valley High School's teaching staff, real-world community heroes devoting their careers to students' educational and whole life growth. The teachers of Blue Valley develop positive relationships with and among students so that they can dream big and engage in work that develops personal responsibility and readiness for life. Would the Blue Valley High School faculty please stand? As you can see, each faculty member is wearing academic regalia identifying their highest degrees of education in the institutions where they studied. At Blue Valley High School, we are 117 certified educators, 54 administrative assistants, aides, clerks, custodians, food service workers, paraprofessionals, safety officers, and tutors who support and enrich our students' academic community. Among the certified staff, 91 hold a master's degree, 2 hold educational specialist credentials, and 3 have earned doctoral degrees. We have 1 Horizon Award for Excellence in First-Year Teaching, and we have 1 who's been recognized as a Kansas Master Teacher. Standing before you is a highly qualified staff, modeling a strong commitment to lifelong learning and intellectual curiosity. They have a cumulative teaching experience of 1,994 school years and an average of more than 18 years of service per educator. Please join me in thanking these outstanding professionals for a job well done. You may be seated. Now we turn to the class of 2025. This year, 334 graduating seniors have upheld the tradition of excellence at Blue Valley High School with extraordinary class and distinction. Along the way, they completed 1,025 AP tests. 100 are graduating with honors, summa, magna, or cum laude. 8 are National Merit finalists, another 7 National Merit Commended Scholars. 3 earned Blue Valley High School jerseys for their perfect 36s on the ACT, and 4 are Governor's Scholars. During their time at Blue Valley High School, these candidates for graduation have built upon our school's traditions of excellence through their accomplishments in athletics, fine arts, performing arts, and vocational fields. All of these are cause for celebration. The class of 2025 contributed to state and national championships during their 4 years as Tigers, including team and program titles in cheer, band, Business Professionals of America, DECA, and choir. Seniors this year brought home individual state and national titles in BPA, swimming, and broadcast. Among the class of 2025 are award winners in the arts, performers who earned 1 ratings in instrumental and vocal music, Blue Star musical nominees, and KMEA ensemble performers. Blue Valley Seniors' excellence continued in other areas too, with teams and individuals advancing to state tournaments in football, tennis, golf, swimming, wrestling, baseball, track, and to finals rounds in cheerleading, dance, and speech and debate. If that weren't enough, every day brought examples of these seniors' excellence in the classroom, in their work with industrial technology, print and broadcast journalism, their development of world language skills, and in vocational programs through CAPS and our partnership with Johnson County Community College. All of their accomplishments and more demonstrate how the class of 2025 helped to keep Blue Valley High School among the top 2% of high schools in the country. Class of 2025, your accomplishments have been many and admirable. However, what stands out above all else is your care for each other and your love for this amazing school community to which we all belong. As you move forward from today, I encourage you to remember that great things can be built upon your Blue Valley High School commitments to respect and responsibility. If you are kind, if you do your best, if you treat everyone with grace and compassion, you will be able to climb any mountain that stands before you. And wherever you go, remember always that you are Blue Valley High School Tiger. Class of 2025, Blue Valley faculty and staff, district leadership and Board of Education members, I would like to thank you all for what you did every day to make it possible for this year's seniors to reach today's milestone. Seniors, your work over the last 4 years has now been written as another chapter in the long-standing tradition of excellence at Blue Valley High School. For all you have accomplished, I say thank you and congratulations. It is indeed a great day to be a Tiger. At each year's graduation ceremony, we have the opportunity to enjoy a highlighted performance from the outstanding music programs at Blue Valley High School. This year, we share with you the musical talents of the Blue Valley High School Chorale under the direction of Sam Dollins. It is now my privilege to introduce the first senior speaker for tonight's commencement ceremony. Ava Aslenia, a National Merit Finalist and Advanced Placement Scholar with Distinction. Ava has made a name for herself in speech and debate. Most notably, she and 3 teammates traveled recently to New York City to compete in the International Public Policy Forum as an Elite 8 team, a first in Blue Valley High School history. Ava's impact extends to service as well. She is the founder of the Social Justice Club, a student attorney for Johnson County Youth Court, and an officer in several Blue Valley High School organizations. Away from Blue Valley, she has gained experience as a research intern and medical assistant. Ava has the great respect of her peers and teachers alike, not only because of her hard work, but also through her humility and relentless kindness to others. Ava Aslenia.
Good evening, class of 2025, families, faculty, and friends. Tonight, we stand on the edge of everything we have come to know as students and all that we have yet to learn. As we don our caps and gowns, we're not just celebrating academic achievements. We're honoring the journey that brought us here, the people who made it possible, and most importantly, the limitless array of possibilities that lie ahead of ourselves. Admittedly, graduation is a bittersweet moment. We're saying goodbye to something we've spent the last 4 years of our lives building together, our community. But that means we're also stepping into some exciting new terrain in our lives, one that's outside of the jungle we've come to call home. Because after all, we're the Tigers, resilient, fierce, loud, and proud. But being a tiger isn't just about the roar. It's about how we moved through these years, with grit when things got hard, with grace and humility to ask for help when we needed it. Because being a tiger isn't just roaring at pep rallies, cheering at football games, or munching on donuts after a state win. It's navigating Common App crashes the night of the deadline, working our way through Zello tabs, and accepting that some things, like the senior lot, don't always stay just ours. That's what these years have been. Our time to watch, to learn, to stumble, and get back up again. To sharpen our claws, not just on texts and textbooks, but on late-night calls with friends, on early morning practices, on the quiet confidence it takes to raise your hand, speak your mind, or show up on a hard day. In fact, one of my favorite quotes on the matter is actually in Farsi, eloquently phrased by the Persian philosopher and poet Rumi. Baran ast ke gulha ro mi parvarad, na rad. It is rain that grows flowers, not thunder. In other words, the loudest moments in our lives, the test scores, the big games, the college acceptances, aren't necessarily the most impactful. And the ones that have shaped us most are often the quiet, unnoticed moments. The rain, not the thunder. It's the teachers who saw more in ourselves than we saw in us. The ones who somehow came up with industrial grade level bakery supplies when your club wanted to sell some cookies. The ones who gave you extra practice links the school Wi-Fi definitely was not ready for. And the ones who somehow got you a meeting with members who felt more district level than reachable because you were passionate about an idea. It's the subtle strength of showing up on days we weren't exactly roaring, more like meowing through first hour, to take a test, learn something new, or just remind ourselves that showing up is sometimes the bravest thing you can do. All of these seemingly minute moments built us, not just as tigers, but as kind humans who are equipped to go out into this world and grow it into a better place, with the confidence that we not only have what it takes, but we have a community standing behind us. Our next chapter is still unwritten, but let's be honest, No one is entirely sure of what's to come. Some of us have 5-year plans, others 5-minute plans. And that's okay, because what matters most isn't having it all figured out. It's knowing how to move forward, even when the path isn't clear. It's trusting that the same instincts, the perseverance and heart that got us through the last 4 years will keep us going through the next 4 and beyond. Whether you're headed to college, a trade, a gap year, or a career, I hope you can carry the kindness, the care, the respect, and compassion that we fostered in our hallways forward. And remember, you're not just the thunder, you are also the rain. You're not just the roar, but you're also the strength behind it. Congratulations, class of 2025. May we leap boldly, land gracefully, and always remember who we are. We're the Tigers, and our roar, it's only just begun. Thank you.
Our second speaker tonight is Omar Hamarshi, a National Merit Commended Scholar and AP Scholar with distinction. Omar has been a 4-year leader at Blue Valley. He is our student body president and the concert master of our chamber orchestra ensemble. Away from Blue Valley, Omar has been recognized as an Arab America 20 Under 20 awardee and featured speaker at the Johns Hopkins Global Health Leaders Conference. Omar was a first-place winner in the Charleston International Music Competition for violin, and he is a multi-year member of the Kansas All-State Orchestra. Omar's enthusiasm for success is matched by his interest in bringing happiness to others. There are simply no conversations with Omar that do not include a smile. Omar Hamarshi.
Thank you, Dr. Golden, for the fantastic introduction. And thank you to all the family members, community members, valued staff, and everyone that came out today. You being here really does matter. But we know who today is about. Oh, my peers. Where do I even begin with my precious peers? I don't know how many of you share this sentiment or are going to be willing to share it publicly, but I know I'm going to miss this place a lot. Now, some of you might be itching in your seats to leave as we speak. And for those of you, I hope high school represents a relatively low valley in the awesomeness that the rest of your life holds. I hope you get drafted into the NFL, your podcast gets 1 million listeners, and your side hustle makes $1 billion. For those of you who have already started missing this place, me too. I'm going to miss this group of people being so accessible. I'm going to miss complaining about being at school to all the people I secretly really wanted to see that morning. I'm going to miss doing my silly little morning announcements and trying to come up with new ways to tell you all to have a good day. Because now we're here on our last awesome, outstanding, terrific, perfect, great day. You know, maybe a cooler guy would feel differently. Maybe a more nonchalant student body president would say, look, I just did my job. I didn't care that much. But there's a problem with being that person. There is an epidemic of this cool, carefree, nonchalant rhetoric in our generation. And that is what I want to talk about to you today, class of 2025. You are entering a part of life defined by its sudden freedoms and responsibilities. And suddenly caring about something is totally up to you. And that can be scary and overwhelming. And in that flurry, I want to give you some clarity. There are 3 things that I need you to care about moving forward. First of all, care to keep yourself accountable. Today, you're going to be praised for what you've achieved, and you have earned that praise. But praising you is not my job. You're going to win sometimes, and you're going to fail more times. And every time that comes, everyone around you is going to be looking for someone to blame. You are going to lose a big game. You are going to fail an important test, and you're going to get rejected from a job or an important award or anything that you wanted to achieve. And I'm warning you now, the longer you avoid accountability, the more suffocating your life will become. You have to care to bring accountability to the forefront. It'll come in easy ways. My bad when you bump into someone on the street. A sincere sorry when you're late. But it'll be there in difficult ways too. And I'm telling you now, even when it feels like it wasn't all on you, care to act like it was. Because you only have control over yourself. And I promise solutions will start to become easier and easier to find. Number 2, care to question everything. Some of you after today will be going on to higher education. Some of you will go straight into the workforce, and some of you will take some other non-traditional route. But in every avenue of human life, being curious and open-minded is what makes you human. Your education doesn't stop when you graduate, unless you let it. You have to care to keep questioning, dare to keep challenging. Because the day you stop caring, you will never learn anything new again. Disagreement, challenge, it's not an affront to who you are. It's an opportunity to test what you believe. You are going to be surrounded by people who think, feel, and act differently than you, and you can be lazy and write yourself off as the smartest person you know and correct all the time, or you can offer yourself a little bit of contemplation. Push yourself on everything you believe constantly. I mean, what can you lose? You'll either truly gain a new outlook on life, or the beliefs and opinions you do hold will bear shinier and stronger armor. I beg of you, please do not let curiosity die today. And lastly, care about each other. And I mean more than the awesome graduates sitting next to you. Invest in all of your interactions, those with people you know and those with people you don't. It is easy for me, as a proud Palestinian American, to care about children in Gaza. But it takes more effort to care about the famine in Sudan, or poverty in Somalia, or even the suppression of free speech in just another state. But none of us have earned the right to be indifferent. Now, I'll be honest, I know I'm speaking to an ideal. And I know I am not there yet. Caring about the whole world is difficult, and it can be scary and suffocating. And I'm not telling you to become a social activist overnight, but I'm asking you to care about people. Again, start easy. Tell your friends you love them. Call your mom on the weekends. Compliment that guy on the street. When all is said and done, you know that you won't be judged on how well you did on a unit test or how many dollars were in your bank account. Your life will be defined by the relationships you built and the way you treated others. That conscious choice to put a little bit more love into how you treat people goes such a long way, and it has an impact far greater than you know. No matter how much nonchalance has taken over, you are here because you cared at least a little bit. At some point in your high school career, you were faced with challenges and obstacles that you had to overcome to be sitting where you are right now. And so as you thrust off into that sunset of freedom, and you must take only one thing from you today, I beg of you, please fear apathy. Do not let your capacity to be, think, and feel be stolen from you. The world is a scary and difficult place, and it will callous and harden the exteriors of those who let it, but it is ready to embrace you if you are ready to embrace it. Get out there. Live a life worth living. Make yourself a person worth knowing. And for goodness sake, stop being nonchalant about what matters. Goodbye, BV. And if nobody else says it, I cared about you.
Pessimists out there think that we have to worry about today's youth. Looking at all of you, listening to that, and hearing what we hear, I'm not worried about today's youth. You guys are awesome. Thank you, Ava. Thank you, Omar. Job well done. You may return to your seats among the class of 2025. At this time, I would like to recognize one staff member who is retiring from his educational career in Kansas. In his years of service, he has dedicated his life to the betterment and education of young people, and he has been both a mentor and good friend to his colleagues. On behalf of the entire Blue Valley High School community, I would like to thank him for making a difference and ask that he stand so that we can recognize him. With 4 years of service to Blue Valley High School as our athletic director and 31 years in education in Kansas, Gerald Van Reen. Gerald, thank you for making the choice so many years ago and every day since to dedicate your professional life to others' growth and well-being. At this time, I would like to invite the following 4 students to the stage: Ryder Christie, Lucas Freedy, Angelina Goshenauer, Tanner McCoy. Blue Valley High School is honored to recognize these 4 students who are graduating high school today while having also completed the necessary requirements through Johnson County Community College to earn an associate degree. These students have been enrolled at JCCC for the past 4 semesters, completing a minimum of 60 hours of college credit. Dr. Mickey McLeod, Executive Vice President of Academic Affairs at Johnson County Community College, is here today to recognize these students and present their degrees. Congratulations to each of you for this accomplishment. The Blue Valley community is proud of you for putting in the hard work to earn your high school diploma and associate's degree. During Friday's class day, we recognized several groups of students with academic honors. The first group of students is graduating tonight with the cum laude distinction, which signifies a grade point average of 4.0 to 4.29. Will the 51 seniors earning this distinction please stand and be recognized? Thank you. Another group of seniors is graduating with the distinction of magna cum laude, which signifies a cumulative GPA of 4.3 to 4.49. Will these 26 students please stand and be recognized? And finally, we want to honor those students who are graduating summa cum laude. These students have a cumulative GPA of 4.5 or higher and received a medallion on class day to signify their outstanding achievement. Will these 31 students please stand and be recognized? Congratulations to each of you for your outstanding academic achievement. You may be seated. As we prepare for the presentation of our graduates, I would ask all students and guests to respect each graduate's moment of recognition. Students, as your name is read and you come up on stage, you will receive your diploma cover, shake a lot of hands, receive a lot of well-earned congratulations, and then exit the platform. Then you will stop for a picture-taking opportunity before receiving your diploma at the table. Diploma in hand, you should proceed back to your seat. And now, Dr. Merrigan and Board of Education, it is with great pride that the faculty and administration of Blue Valley High School present to you the class of 2025, who have fulfilled the requirements for graduation as approved by the Kansas Board of Education and augmented and developed by the local Board of Education for Unified School District number 229.
Aiden Joseph Acree. Michael Nelson Agbodo. Claire Elizabeth Ulrichs. Audrey Elizabeth Aring. Christopher Aiello. Riley Faith Albertson. Riley Alderson. James Bruce Alexander. Tehana Ali. Cole B. Archambault. Shaden A. Arias Gomez. Andrew James Arnett. Ricky Alejandro Archietta. Dylan Nicholas Arthur. Ava Shireen Aslenia. Zeta Awan. Gabrielle Lauren Ayers.
Ashling Maya Bahadur Singh. Adrian Bailey. Maxine Ma Baker. Ella Josephine Baldwin. Layla Elizabeth Barnes. Keely Barnum. Brody Jackson Barrett. Micah Annalie Beck. Dana J. Bemis. Peyton Thomas Benson. Avery Lee Bergeson. Tyler Keith Bernard. Sanjana Bhavanasi. Kyle Landon Bogus. Robert James Boyd. Chaz S. Brandner. Jalen M. Brandner.
Blake Burlentine. Caitlin Briere. Xavier Nicholas Brown. Ramsey Brown. Lauren Taylor Browning. Jameson George Bubb. Luke Buglewitz. Ayla Grace Bergert. Grace Elizabeth Burkholter. Isaac Burton. Emmeline Ann Bird. Madeline Joy Cavan. Aiden Vati Chan. Jacqueline Chang. Alexander Joseph Chanthavong. David Michael Chawara.
Nicole Chang. Mason Richmond Chidlow. Sam Mitchell Christian. Leo Anthony Cristiano. Ryder Scott Christie. Matthew Alexander Church II. Eva Cisneros. Nico Cocomelli. Greta Colling. Isabella Grace Collins. Kirsten Kahn. Madeline Elizabeth Connor. Austin Cornett. Benjamin William Cox. Jacob David Cox. Kiera Crisafulli. Cooper Allen Crozier. Andrew Cruz. Isabella Check.
Nicholas James Danner. Wyatt Sherman Davidson. Everett Davis. Olivia Paige Deaton. Patrick James Dennis. Rosemary Elizabeth Dersch. Christopher Paul Devlin. Ariana Michelle Dickerson. Trevor J. Diddy. Joseph Diosegi. Reagan Alexis Dobbins. Alexander Michael Dorr. Molly Jane Dubill. Ryan Charles Shadewa Dewar. Corbin William Duncan. Bennett William Dwight. Callie Dykes.
Isabella Helen Edwards. Jordan Elizabeth Edwards. Mika Lynn Ellaby. Braden Charles Erickson. Andrew Luke Everhart. Donish Faisal. Colton Reese Feger. Tashiona Cloisha Fleming. Russell Dennison Franklin. Hadley Faith Franz. Lucas Ryan Freedy. Audrey Jean Fullerton. Liam Chase Gaddy. Aspen Galantine. Joshua Gandam. Shunnam Shazad Gafur. Matthew Raymond Garardini. Wesley Michael Gill.
Angelina Love Goshenauer. Hannah Gabrielle Gold. Alina K. Goldstein. Audrey Marie Golian. Andrew Christopher Gonzalez. Ava Grace Graham. Ellie Green. Eli William Gruey. Hannah Marie Grimmett. Jack W. Guo. Oslo Haganon. Omar Hamarshi. Rahaf El Ahmed. Hannah Kate Hansen. Jacob Harrison. Carlo Harvey. Jenna Claire Haas. Jalen Walker Hawkins. Miranda Henry. Edward Alonzo Hernandez Rodriguez. Allison Claire Harold. Caleb Kenneth Herring. Noah Martin Husenfeld. Hendricks Michael Hildebrand. Owen Russell Hinkle. Luke Charles Hinman. Carson R. Heisel. Brady T. Hoffman. Sheridan Shymick Hokinson. Lauren Rebecca Holdhusen. Jackson Hopper. Blake Michael Howard.
Olivia K. Huber. Lucy Marie Hurd. Dorian Houston. Carly Ibenthal. Hannah J. Ibenthal. Kyler David James. Zachary Andrew Jennings. Abigail Melanie Jones. Phelan Bernice Jones. Genevieve Goldie Kaplan. Neha Katakam Shetty. Clover James Leach. Callie Marie Kiter. Josiah Philip Kelsey. Charlie Kelso. Katie Kennedy. Aiden Patrick Kern. Sarayu Kesarapelli.
William Zachary Kessner. Sikander Khalid. Brody Jonathan King. Jaden Thomas King. Ava Reese Cossack. Krishiv Kathari. Luciana Michelle Kreisel. Samuel Scott Kreschel. Bo Michael Aiden Lace. Charlie Large. Hayden Royce Lawston. Nicholas James Lavid. Grace Marin Lewis. Ella Jihoon Lim. Jack McCrae Lynn. Mackenzie Lomax. Leah Ryan Long. Elliot Alani Liu.
Philippa Britta Mercedes Lundgren. Charlie James Lynn. Ivana Marie Lynn. Noah Robert Mack. Nikhil Keshav Matapodi. Lincoln Thomas Manelli. Muda Rashid Ahmad Mantara. Naya Marker. Adam Jonathan Marks. Riley K. Marquardt. Bryce Martin. Layla Jean Masters. Emma Claire McAtee. Madeline Marie McCoy. Tanner J. McCoy. Ted Bradley McElnay. Jasmine Abrielle Means.
Dylan Matthew Melhush. Rylan Joseph Merriman. Dawson Luke Merritt. Abigail Elizabeth Myers. Liliana May Michaels. Calvin Paul Miller. Sophia Mir. Ahmed Moaz. Jacob Molinaro. Kamitha Munasinghe. Scarlett Pearl Moore. Tucker Joseph Moore. Camden John Morris. Olivia Grace Morrison. Katie Mueller. Sebastian Munoz. Joshua Murphy. Claire Rose Murray.
Malcolm Wambugu Mwai. Hadley June Neese. Raina Ashlyn Neighbors. Maxwell Valentine Nelson. Sophia Grace Maria Nelson. Andy Wen. Kendra Helen Wen. Matthew Lawrence Nickel. Matthew Scott Niederhauser. Christian Nola. Cole Nola. Gift Loburo Damo Tembe. Glory Oluwadara Okeowo. Logan Douglas Oddie. Alexis Page. Tanvi Parsi. Vani Patani. And Daryl Peckinpah.
Natalie Grace Perigo. Reese Edward Pesick. Madison Lynn Petty. Peyton Marie Petty. Scarlett Helen Pfister. Pratiksha B. Pillai. Lily Grace Porter. Ryan Pribula. Mary Elizabeth Putoff. Songin Kaiser. Wesley Dean Edward Rains. Jacqueline Avery Ramirez. Selma Eleanor Ramirez. Hari Balan Rangaraj. Trisha Rastogi. Varun Rastogi. Akil Yashwanth Sathi Reddy. Abigail Jordan Reeves. Griffin William Richard.
Allen John Ritchie. McGuire Lee Richmond. Ashley R. Rindom. Abraham Roberts. Justin Abraham Robertson. Olive Rolando. Jonas A. Romine. Jason Uriel Romo. Mackenzie Renee Ross. Cole Matthew Rubior. Morgan Elise Rudy. Luke Patrick Russell. Mariah Lorraine Rutler. John Colin Ryan. Tatum E. Ryan. Ava Danielle Salter. Joaquin Enrique Sanchez. Prieto Catalan. Kylie Marie Sarignana. Callie Hudson Sartino.
Kellen John Sayers. Rebecca Marie Schmidt. Reed Michael Schneeweiss. Jack Vincent Schwab. Anna Catherine Schweers. David Seacrest. Colton Christopher Sedler. Callan Jacob Seeley. Jordan Catesy Shaw. Olivia Grace Shaw. John Schupert. Zara Siddiqui. Jordan Lynn Sight. Maxwell Abraham Sims. Carter Philip Seipel. Leah Gabrielle Snitz. Ben Soykon.
Zachary Whitney Spence. Charles J. Stahowiak. Dustin Stiggy. Coleman Jacob Strom. Lincoln Wolfgang Stuvey. Niveditha Sudhir. Shelby Ray Sewer. Ziad Tarek Suwan. Niku Tamasabi. Alexis Christine Taylor. Margaret Ann Taylor. Caroline Grace Tenpenny. Elise Terry. Tyler Raymond Thalblum. Tashleen Kaur Thiara. Jacob Thomason. Clara Rose Thompson. Emma Neoma Thompson. Caitlin Thompson. Andrew Tolles. Sarah Catherine Tonkin. Riley Cheerhart. Jack Grayson Quinn Turner. Kendall Ummel. Bruno Urquiaga.
Arjun S. Vasa. Lucas Emerson Vaughn. Advika Sanvi Virapaneni. Madison Lynn Vitro. Conrad James Vogel. London Vrooman. Blake Alexander Walker. Jack Logan Wallace. Ava E. Walter. Remy Walter. Maxwell L. Warren. Avery Elizabeth Waters. Grady L. Westfall. Alexander Jordan Whitehair.
Calvin Stewart Whiteside. Reagan Dean Wiles. Jada Marie Wilkins. Zachary Bond Williamson. Jocelyn Wolf. Ethan Vaughn Wolf. Morgan Elizabeth Wolf. Sarah Ye. Owen Young. Mingxuan Michael Yu. Aaron Zhao. Alex Zhao. Morgan Faith Zuba. Olivia Zulig.
With members from the class of 2025 still returning to your seats, knowing that weather is coming in, I'm going to ask that everybody exit as quickly as possible after the ceremony ends for safety's sake. We might just beat the rain. All right, as our ceremony draws near its close, I'd like to remind everyone that after graduates have thrown their caps into the air, the Blue Valley Tiger Band will play the fight song. The class of 2025 will recess out of the stadium's main entrance. Families and guests can meet graduates outside the main entrance. Class of 2025, will you please stand? To signify your graduation from Blue Valley High School, you may now move your tassel from the right side of your cap to the left side. Congratulations to the graduates of the class of 2025. At this time, everyone please stand for the fight song and the recessional. Thank you, guests. Thank you, Blue Valley Tiger Band. Band, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and dismiss at this time. Thank you so much.
There is lightning in the vicinity.